Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be working on this Ford. This one's F150 XL. You might have a similar one, 4-door. Mine's 3.3 V6. And I'll be changing oil. So if you want to know how to change oil or replace a few things, I'll also be doing other stuff on it. So if you want to follow me along, watch more content coming in the near future about this Ford. So what you want to do is first open the hood, which is located right there. And then you have a latch inside here. All I do is just press it this way and raise it up. Not sure if yours has this, but mine has these sits on them, which is nice. And that's what I was talking about, the leverage. So this one's 3.3 V6. So yours dipstick will be sitting right in here for the oil, the yellow one. All you do is just pull on it if you need it, then just pop it back in, and there's your fill cap, which is right in here. The oil filter will be right in there. Also, I'll make another video on how to change air filter, but it's located right in here. If you need to change it, all you do is just pop these up and take it off and replace it. Well, I'll show you another video if you want to see it. So let's get started for the oil change. The oil I got for this truck is mobile. I got full synthetic, advanced full synthetic, 520. Look up what your truck takes, but for this specific truck that I have, that's what it takes. I bought 7 of them, so it will be enough. And then I got this oil filter. This one's the 10,000 miles STP, extended life. That's the number. I bought this at AutoZone, but I'm sure you can buy them other auto parts stores. Comment below how often you change your oil. I like to do either like 3 or 4 months, or about, I would say, if it's full synthetic, anywhere from 4 to 7,000 miles. But each truck is different in each car. But I mean, the often you do it, the better for your truck. But you don't want to overdo it as well, so you don't waste money. But some might last even longer, they say. But in my opinion, I'd probably change it if it's full synthetic, every 4 to 7,000. But like I said, it depends on what you want to go with. To change your oil, what you want to do is start with removing the cap. Just like that. Make sure you put it somewhere so you don't forget. Some people I saw putting right here, but you might damage when you close the hood. But somewhere so you can see it, so you don't forget about it when you close the hood. Because you don't want to start driving without closing that, because then you can spill all the oil and stuff. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it through this hole. And there's dipstick if you need to check how dirty it is. Mine's pretty dirty. I just recently purchased this truck, so it's my first oil change. The best way to reach oil filter, it's right in here. So from here, you might want to have it on stands, but I'm reaching just fine like this. But if you have stands, it'd probably be better to drive on stands and do it. So oil filter's right there, and oil bolt is gonna be on that side. So you need to take this skid plate off. I'm using 8mm. There's gonna be about 4 bolts. One here, one on that side, and one on the front. So that's the front of the vehicle. This is the passenger side, and that's the driver's side. So you need to take this plate off. It's located right. It's like a guard shield. This one's soft stock, kind of like cardboard or mesh. So it's right behind the, if you look at the wheels, tires, it's right just behind the tires. This one right here. You might want to take some other things off, preference, but this should just work. I'm using 8mm socket. And once you took the guard off, it's located right in here. So like I was saying, 1, 2, 3, and 4 little bolts, 8mm. And this is how the pin looks like. That's the front and that's the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what the bolts look like. So when you take the plug off, the red one, on mine some are yellow, some of them are twist, and I believe mine is more like this. You just slow, but when you back it all the way, you gotta slowly, because people have it spilled all over. This is what it looks like. It pops off really easy. I'll be using the same one. Comment below, tell me how often you replace these. Do you replace them every single time? Or whenever they go bad? Or what's the life on these? I mean, seems like it's still good. I'm surprised how easy it can turn. No safety lock or anything. Or there's somehow locked like that. Comment below, let me know. So when you put it back, mine's pretty much done draining. Wipe a little, and then all you do is twist, put it in, kind of lightly push it, don't force it too much, and then make sure you have that O-ring there. I'm sure you can replace those two. I'll look into it more for the next oil change. Some people either buy the whole thing or maybe replace the O-ring. Mine seems to hold good, so I'll put this one back. And then just keep twisting till it should click a little bit. Right there. And now if you want to take it off, it should stay there because it's sitting in these slots here and there. So when I push on it, it's not going anywhere. Unless you force it. So it shouldn't go anywhere. Just like that. Unless you really force it, then it comes out. But right there. And next, let's do the oil filter. So to get to oil filter, it's from here, but it's gonna drain. So you have to remove these you probably okay maybe to remove just this. It has 8mm, 15mm in the front. Right here, 4. You might be okay not removing this, but there's a chance you might leak on this one as well. I'm gonna remove this and this mesh too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 15mm, and 2 8mm in the back for this. And then you should be clear. When you're taking off the oil filter, make sure this rubber piece right here stays with it. It's like a gasket. So I'll show you in a minute. So if you're trying to pry in it, if you've been changing oil for a while, that's common sense for you, but for some people that first time changing it or not experienced, sometimes, usually it's rarely, but this thing right here, gasket, it can stay on your motor or with the oil filter. So hooks up. So if it stays there and you put another oil filter, what happens is double gasket, and then you have a leakage all over. Make sure when you take the old one off, this comes with it out. So let it drain a little bit, wipe, and then install the oil filter. To install a new oil filter, what I like to do is kind of lubricate the gasket. Some people like to pour some in for it to start. I just lubricate it and just tighten it. Usually on the instruction it says hand tight, where it becomes snug, and then 3/4 of a turn. So I'm gonna put some oil in. I got my funnel in there. So it calls out 6.3. Some says 6 quarts. So I'd probably put about 5.8 or something, or closer to 6 quarts. And then check, and then start the car. Check for leaks. Make sure there's no leaks by the filter and by the plug. If there's no leaks, wait for about 5-10 minutes after you started. Turn it off, wait 5 minutes, and then recheck with that oil dipstick right there. Make sure it's level. If you have to add, you can add again. But when you start the car, make sure you take the funnel out and close the cap. So I poured about 5 3/4 of a quarts, so about 5.75. It doesn't have to be exactly, approximately, just a little bit less than 6 quarts. And then what I'm gonna do is just wipe this dipstick. Some dipsticks are hard to see, but make sure it's wiped. And it should be on this one, should be like right here. It could be anywhere in between, but I like to fill mine to the top. And then once you start the car and let it sit, it's gonna go down a little because it's gonna go everywhere. So this is how much I have. So look at mine, it's about full right there. So I'd call that good for now. And then start it, check it, might have to add a little bit more. But before you start, make sure you put this in, dipstick. Wipe if you spilled anything. And wipe this as well. Put your plug in. Snug and tight. So I put the stick in, well, dipstick, and then I close the cap as well. Also check for leaks. What you want to do is check if there's any leaks right by the oil filter. Let's see if you can see any underneath. No leaks. Then also the plug. Also no leaks there. Then you can start it. So what I'm like to do is start the car, run it for a few minutes, make sure there's no leaks, check for leaks underneath, and then turn it off, wait for about 5-10 minutes, and then grab your dipstick, check the level, make sure the level is good. Once the level is good, if you need to add, remove the cap, add some more, and then you should be good. Like I said, I added about the whole jug, this one, 5 and almost another quart, so pretty close to 6. About this how much I had left. So you want to always add less and then double check, and then you can always add more later. And then once you're done, check no leaks and put your guard shields up, the ones that you already removed, same way how you took it off, just in a reverse order. And that'll be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed yet. That'll help me a bunch to grow this channel and to post more videos about this truck and other cars as well.